So let's get started for today. Just want to welcome everyone. Some of you are not from UCR, and we really welcome you to campus. And those of you from UCR, we welcome you to the School of Public Policy and this APPAM event. And I'll start first by, my name is David Brady, by the way, and I'm a professor in the School of Public Policy. And I'll start first by introducing Ryan Martz from the Association of Public Policy Analysis and Management, the sponsor of this event, along with the School of Public Policy here at UCR.
Thank you, Dave. Morning, everyone. We'd love.
Can we do something about the music? Like turn it off?
This is the second year of. They've got music playing. No, it's. Blame it on operator error.
Yeah.
This is our second year of public policy camps, and we're very excited to see this program as it continues to grow. As Dave introduced me, I am Ryan Martz. I'm from APPAM, and I am the Membership and Administration Manager for the Public Policy Analysis and Management. Huge thank you to our hosts and planners for today's camp from UC Riverside School of Public Policy, and we have a second camp going on today as well, if you're not aware, up at Syracuse at the Maxwell School. Mark, you did a great job setting this up, so I really appreciate that and the whole team's effort. Quick overview of APPAM. We are a membership association of public policy schools. Research think tanks and
Try that one.
and individual policy researchers, and of course you guys, the students, make up a third of our membership. In fact, last year we had held our first public policy camp at the George Washington University in DC, which is where we are headquartered as APPAM. This camp is an outcome of two ongoing goals. An increase in programming for policy students, and an increase in the pipeline for minority students into the field of public policy and management. So again, the diversity initiative is a primary focus here. Another thing to check out are the APPAM regional student conferences that we hold each year. We used to just do a spring conference for students, and we are now doing regional in DC and in California. We are still tentative on the California, so hang tight for that, and we'll provide some updates on that soon. These are great opportunities to learn presentation skills from students further along in their studies, and eventually for you to present your own research, do some networking, and basically just get some guidelines and tips. So I will be around all day if you have any questions. I'll be over here managing some social media if you're following on Twitter and Instagram. We have a hashtag APPAMCamp. And I hope you have fun today. I hope you learn a lot, ask a lot of questions, and even solidify your own goals for a career in public policy. So thanks, guys.
Thank you, Ryan. Okay, next I'd like to introduce the founding dean of the School of Public Policy, Anil Dilalekar, and he'll introduce the school and the camp today for us. You have to jump. There's only stairs on one side. Oh.
Thank you, Dave, and thank you, Ryan, for giving us this opportunity. It is my very great pleasure to welcome you all to UC Riverside, and especially to our School of Public Policy. As Ryan was mentioning that there are two public policy camps taking place today, one on the East Coast at Syracuse, the Maxwell School of Public Policy, and the other one here at UC Riverside School of Public Policy. I reflected on the fact that the Maxwell School of Public Policy at Syracuse is the oldest public affairs, public administration, public policy school in the nation. I think it is almost, if I'm not mistaken, close to 100 years old. And we are the newest public policy school in the nation. We are barely 4 years old. And so what an interesting experiment, hosting the public policy camp at the oldest and the newest public policy schools in the country. I think one of the objectives of the public policy camp is to introduce all of you, the students, and you come from very different disciplines and disciplinary backgrounds, to the importance of public policy and to public policy as a field of advanced study that you could pursue in graduate school, and really public policy as a career choice as you make your decisions about what career path you wish to follow in the future. We, especially here in Southern California, we desperately need well-trained public policy analysts who can take evidence, collect data, bring their rigorous training to bear on that data, and make well-informed decisions, policy choices that improve the lives of communities here in our region, as well as communities throughout the world. Indeed, one of our mottos here at the School of Public Policy, UC Riverside, is solutions for the region, solutions for the world. So we have this philosophy that the pressing policy challenges that face communities in Southern California, especially inland Southern California, problems and challenges like climate change, environmental degradation, poverty and inequality, which is a field of study of Professor Brady, hunger and malnutrition, poor educational achievement among students, increasing health disparities. All of these are challenges that are not unique to our region. They are common to many other parts of the world. And so it is important, as we make our decisions about how to combat these policy challenges with wise, well-informed, and data-driven solutions, we learn from policy lessons from other parts of the country, from other parts of the world. And that's why we sort of, our motto says, solutions for the region, solutions for the world. They are not separate. And in fact, that's what drives most of our teaching here at the School of Public Policy, as well as our research agenda. All of us, the faculty in the School of Public Policy, work on global problems. But we also try to, as much as we can, work on problems specific to California. Now, I can't let you guys go without making a pitch for our school. We have a new program that we started just 3 years ago, a Master's in Public Policy. And so one of the elements of the program is a strong training for undergraduates from different disciplines and getting them sort of rigorous training in public policy, but also exposing. A lot of it is experiential learning. You go out in the field, you do internships, you work with agencies. We have a great relationship. There'll be some talk about this with WRCOG. And our goal is to train the next generation of policy leaders, community leaders in California. And so irrespective of whether you come to our school or you end up going to another school to do your advanced studies in graduate policy, I am sure and I'm hopeful that all of you will ultimately become important and significant policy, community, political leaders who will try to improve the quality of lives of people who live in this region and around the world. So I think that's probably, I'm seeing a sign there saying, stop, stop, stop. Okay, so that's probably a strong cue for me to stop talking. And we have a great program, very interactive program out for you. We couldn't have selected better table leaders. I should really give my thanks to the table leaders whom we have been able to get here today. Yes, we should give a hand. I saw someone clapping. I also want to do a shout out for our staff who have worked tirelessly, both the staff from APPAM, Ryan, as well as our own staff, Mark Manilang back there, John Batris, Laura Sosa, and who's hiding behind Laura? Oh, Christina Wong, Jolene Sedita, Daisy Vaca. Have I missed anyone? And Stephanie Chan. And last but not least, Dave Brady. Professor Brady is going to be the MC. He's not only a great speaker. By the way, he just wrote recently an op-ed piece that attracted a lot of attention in the New York Times. He has published many interesting books. He's hosting a great poverty summit, California Poverty Summit here at UC Riverside School of Public Policy in a couple of weeks. But he's also a very entertaining and funny guy. So I think you'll have a good time today.
Anil does me a big disservice because now you're going to expect me to be funny, and that's like hard to follow. So as Anil mentioned, we have these terrific set of table leaders. So we're going to take just 1 minute to 2 minutes per table leader and have you stand up and introduce yourself. We have microphones that are going to be going around to each of the tables, so we'll take turns and have the table leaders introduce themselves. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I wasn't prepared for this, but hi. So I'm Amber. I recently graduated from the School of Public Policy here at UCR. I'm very excited about that. And so I'm helping with the education. I'll be leading the education policy table. I worked at WRCOG earlier this year as one of the policy fellows, so I was excited about that to work within the region. Before that, I worked with Baltimore City in the Mayor's Office of Employment Development. So a lot of exciting things from different perspectives, but I'm looking forward to today. So thanks for being here.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. My name is Patricia Escobar, and I came all the way from Northern California. I was an alumni here, graduated in 2002, so it's really nice to be back. And this used to be called the Commons when I was here. Now it's called the Hub, so it's nice to see that it's evolved. So I'm a deputy director in Northern California Kaiser Permanente. So it's a regional entity that works directly with our care delivery team, our clinical leaders, and our executives to help push out programs and services. My special focus is for the underrepresented populations, Latino, African American, Vietnamese, and the list goes on. So in us preparing for programs and services, we not only have to look at our private policies and regulations that we have as an organization, but also match that to the state and federal. So we're really looking forward to today's table. Thank you.
Okay, you might wonder why I'm speaking again. I promise this is the last time you're going to hear from me today. I talked about the fact that I'm dean and I welcomed you, but I also am a faculty member here at UCR, and I'm an international development economist. So one of the things, and I think Dave is probably going to mention this, we have chosen different table leaders depending upon what area of expertise they represent. So the table discussions that we will have will be focused, they'll be sort of seen through the lens of either health policy or what was going to be your tack, Greg? What was going to be your lens? International. And so all of us sort of have different specializations, but I'm an economist who has worked on problems of poverty, inequality, human resource development in developing countries.
Hi, everyone. My name is Justine Ross. I'm the Associate Director of the Blum Initiative, which Dave is the director of. We are housed within the School of Public Policy, and we focus primarily on global and regional poverty. I recently received my PhD in political science from UCR, and prior to that I went to undergrad at UC Irvine. But what really sort of catalyzed my interest in policy, and sort of more specifically the policymaking process and sort of strategy and coalition building, was working on a political campaign and then moving into government relations and working for a political action committee where we tried to sort of influence and encourage legislation that was favorable to higher education, working with, sort of at the federal level with members of Congress, taking meetings with various federal agencies, things like that. So that's sort of what catalyzed my interest and brought me here. And I look forward to meeting the rest of you. Thanks.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Ken Gutierrez. I am the coach in residence here at the School of Public Policy. I don't know what that means, but it's the best title I can imagine. Actually, I'm working with MPP students on professional development. My career is in municipal government. I spent 38 years as a planner, 35 years in local government. And if you know anything about planning, planning touches just about every area of public policy. So coming here is like a dream come true. It's what I've been doing all my life, and now I get a chance to keep doing it. So welcome. I'm glad you're all here.
Hi, good morning, good morning. My name's Naomi Soto-Steidel. I am also an MPP graduate. I was in the inaugural class, so it's good to be back. I'm actually a GW alum, Ryan. So I feel a lot of love for both my universities. Oh, wait. So I have about 15 years experience in both the public and private sector. The bulk of my experience has been on healthcare access issues. And now recently I moved over to fully on the private side, and I work for a management consulting firm. So definitely have a lot of interesting insight, both policy on the public and private side. So looking forward to having these conversations with you all.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Barry Wallerstein. I'm a senior policy fellow here at UCR in the School of Public Policy. Before joining UCR in the School of Public Policy, I was the executive officer of the South Coast Air Quality Management District for more than 18 years. The South Coast District is the regional air pollution control agency here in Southern California, an area with 17 million residents and with the nation's worst air quality. So I have over 30 years total experience in doing public policy work, many rules and regulations, proposed laws at the state level, and have also worked at the federal level and testified in front of Congress on federal policies. So it's a real pleasure to be here today.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Greg Wilkinson, and I'm actually retired. But I spent about 40 years as a trial and appellate lawyer trying environmental cases, particularly in the water and endangered species fields. I spent about 9 years with the California Attorney General and 30 years as a partner in a law firm here in Riverside. You're probably wondering why I'm sitting at the international table, and the answer to that is that in between those two jobs, I served for 4 years as the head of land and water law for the United Nations in Rome, Italy. And in that job, went around Africa, Asia, South Pacific, Middle East, writing legislation for developing countries. As a lawyer in private practice, I did argue in front of the U.S. Supreme Court and the California Supreme Court, and I've been fascinated by the Brett Kavanaugh hearings and the mess that's been created as a result of all of that. I also serve on the advisory committee for the School of Public Policy, and I want to do a little plug here too. It is a great school. I think for people that may be interested in law school or going straight into public policy, you can't go to a better school than what they have at UC Riverside. The fields that they are getting into, immigration, health, environment, water, are just things that are so timely right now that I think anybody that is looking for a career in public policy would be well advised to give the school a good, hard look. So with that, I guess I'm the last table leader, so I'm not sure who to hand the microphone to, but here we go.
Thanks to all the table leaders. We're going to turn to our first table activity today, but before we do so, I just wanted to say, if you're a public policy person like me, you're interested in lots of topics, poverty, social justice, urban planning, economic policy, what have you, and because of various, just the way these attendance goes, we've got kind of an uneven distribution of students across tables. So if you have an interest in some topic and environmental policy especially, let me encourage you to jump over and join Barry's table. He's a lovely guy, I promise, you won't bite. And we would be happy to have you float over there and join Barry's table as well. And the person you're leaving will not be offended, I promise. They won't feel abandoned in any way. So consider that. And we'll turn it over to the table leaders now, and we'll have a table activity. They each know how to proceed. Okay, thank you.